What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an EP review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new EP from the band Mournful Congregation, entitled Concrescence of the Sophia. This is released on 20 Bucks Spin. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Adelaide, South Australia, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very bleak, sorrowful, and extremely heavy style of funeral doom. This is a band that represents really one of the most underrated genres of metal, in my opinion, that being funeral doom. I mean, so many amazing bands have been brought forth from that genre. I mean, bands that come to mind would be probably Esoteric, Evoken, uh, Ataraxy, Thurgathon, Skepticism, so many great bands to come out of that music style, and one band you can add to that list is Mournful Congregation. And for the better part of the last decade and a half or so, this has been a band that has put out some incredibly consistent music, some very memorable songwriting, incredible music, and a lot of hard work and efforts. Most notably, this band's body of work within their full lengths. I mean, albums like their debut, Tears from a Grieving Heart, to their later material like The Monet of Creation, The June Frost, and 2011's The Book of Kings, which was an incredibly epic album in its own right, including that damn title track, 30-minute long title track. That is just such an amazing song. I mean, something you have to really take the time to just soak in and listen to. This is one of those bands that demands your time, your effort, and your patience. And not to mention some of the splits and early releases this band's put out too, like the four-way split that they did with Loss and a couple of other bands I'm thinking. They both begin with an O, but then I'm losing the name of them at the time. But yeah, that Fort Burial split was incredible. But now we have something new from this band, and I want to say this is the first EP that they've put out. It's only 2 tracks, but yet it clocks in at around 30 minutes in length. And a good 80% of this EP release is dominated by the title track, which clocks in at around 21 minutes in length. And then you follow it up with the 9-minute long track, Silence of the Past. Getting to the title track of this release, there are pretty much everything you would expect from a Mournful Congregation song, and then some. You're going to get a lot of twists and turns and creative musical moments going on with that track. I mean, just the way the riffs slowly start out on that track, just how methodical the drumming is on there, and then once you move on to the vocal aspects of the song, you get to some very interesting chat-like vocals, and then you get on to some very, very devastating and very powerful growling. That's one thing I've always loved about Mournful Congregation is their vocal style. There is a lot of great variation being done when it comes to the vocals. Very bellowing, very echoed, just the kind of effect you would hear when you listen to something from Mournful Congregation. And I think the vocal style on that track is very, very incredible. And it really, really tells the story of this entire release. Is just the storytelling aspects of that one particular track. I really, really think it's incredible. But moving on to the musical aspects of this song, I think it's crazy. Just the song structuring of the title track is really, really incredible. It kind of feels as if it's done in two sort of parts. The way that it starts off at the very beginning for like the first half of the song, and then there seems to be a shift change in the music when you hear some very differing riff work going on. I think it's really, really creative, and it definitely sets the mood in quite nicely. I really, really love how soaring the guitar work is on this album, and it really, really makes the listener that much more enthralled. And I really, really am enjoying the attention to detail being put forth with the guitar here. The riffs are very, very powerful, very, very soaring, and definitely can strike a nerve with you when you listen to something like that. I think it's really, really amazing. Bass tone is nice and warm, definitely suitable for the doom genre. Really, really nicely accentuated, definitely on the title track. And then for the second song that you hear on this album, Silence of the Past, I think it's worked out very well. Going back to the guitar work of this album, I want to say the guitars on Silence of the Past sound very well too. Very nicely executed and very, very patiently crafted. Lots of craft and care being put into the guitar work here of this release. Um, as with any Mournful Congregation release, the drum work is very, very methodical and very patient. Everything seems to take its time and is done very, very patiently, but I think the payoff works very, very well here. Very strong drum performance, very methodical, very patient, very grueling, but yet I think this drummer handles himself very, very tastefully, especially with the main title track of this EP, Concrescence of the Sophia. Almost a 21 to 22 minute song, but yet he really, really makes the effort to just put in hard work and just deliver a great, great drum performance. Same can be said for the second track, Silence of the Past. Uh, Same kind of efforts, very patient, very methodical, but yet the drum work is done very, very good here. Just the drum beats, the small instances of the aspects of the drum kit. I think they work out very, very well here. I will be honest and I will be honest enough to say that I do believe that after listening to a 21-minute long song, hearing something trying to top that or even follow it seems a little bit on the underwhelming side. But for what's being set out here with this EP, I think it's a really, really awesome listen. Of course, being only 2 tracks in 30 minutes, it definitely seems very appropriate for a doom metal release, and it only makes me hanker or hunger, whatever word I'm trying to spit out here. It makes me want more new Mournful Congregation, and that's what listening to this EP definitely does. Once again, going back to the vocal aspects, I think the vocals are very, very awesome, very booming, very powerful, very understandable. I love the spoken word moments of this vocal performance. I think it's really, really well done. But overall, I think this is a very, very awesome release from Mournful Congregation, albeit mainly the story of this EP is the 21-minute long title track. Definitely all that needs to be said is definitely within that song. The second track is a nice touch, but more likely than anything, this is all about the title track, and it is a epic title track. Really, really amazing song. So if you're a fan of Mournful Congregation, you'll definitely find something to enjoy with this EP. It'll serve as a nice little gesture until something brand new from this band comes forward. Definitely recommended for any fans of funeral doom metal or doom metal in general. So I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the 20 Bucks Spin Bandcamp page where you can stream this EP in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. It is available on both Digipack CD and 12-inch vinyl formats. Standard black and colored vinyls are available, and I believe there are shirts of the album cover art as well. So whatever interests you, definitely make an effort to purchase it. So again, the EP is Concrescence of the Sophia by Mournful Congregation. This is released on 20 Bucks Spin. Definitely check this out. And I'm going to give this a very strong 8 out of 10. Very, very formidable release from probably one of the best bands within funeral doom, not only from Australia, but all around the world. So support Mournful Congregation. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for joining my channel. And until the next time, I'm Hill.